If you're in ESL level 4, you know a lot of English, but there's still more English that you want to learn, and many of you are ready to take more classes. If you didn't finish high school in your country, you're eligible for high school equivalency classes. These classes will help you prepare to take the GED test. If you have a university degree from your country, you should take the Internationally Trained Professionals class. This is a more advanced English class that will also help you use the job skills you already have for a job here in the United States. Both of those classes are free. But all of you are ready for ESOL classes. Nope, not free. These classes are $256 for a semester. Most classes are 16 weeks, and you meet 2 days every week. You'll also need to purchase a textbook. So that makes the classes about $7 or $8 per hour. ESOL classes are very different from ESL classes in some ways. You'll have required homework, tests, quizzes, you'll have grades, and you want to keep up with the work and not get behind. Think about committing 1 to 2 hours outside of class on your own for every 1 hour you're in class. That's why it's a good idea to start with just one class. Don't try to take 3 or 4 classes your first semester. You're about to meet some ESOL professors who will tell you about what they do in their classes and why they like teaching English.
The program I'm representing today is ESOL. So as you probably already know, ESL has 4 levels. You have ESL 2, 3, and 4. That's the last level in ESL. ESOL also has 4 levels, but there are 4 levels for 4 different skills. So the program looks very different. So let me show you how. So in ESOL, we have 4 different skills: reading, grammar, writing, and oral communication. And in each skill, we have 4 levels. The lowest level is level 1, and the highest level is level 4. In addition to these main courses, we also have some electives. So students can register for business communications for non-native speakers. So if you're interested in business, or you want to study something in that field or work in that field, then this is a great class to prepare you for that. We also have advanced American pronunciation, which is helpful for students that speak pretty well and can comprehend conversations, but they really want to work on the sounds and make sure that the pronunciation is clear.
Hi, my name is Kathleen Nakasone, and I am an English for speakers of other languages instructor here at ACC. I've been here 21 years, and I think I've been teaching 40 years now, so quite a long time. I can tell you my favorite classes to teach are reading and vocabulary and oral communication. I enjoy oral communication because I think that communicating is a very important skill, and it's also rewarding to teach. One of the things I focus on in my classrooms, besides just teaching, is trying to help students communicate here in the United States. I think having the cultural context and learning about American culture is also very important for being able to communicate. I know this because I lived in Japan for 17 years, and even though I learned to speak Japanese, I still had troubles communicating because of the cultural differences. So I think it's really important, and that's one of the things I focus on. And I also like to teach reading and vocabulary. I think that one is, I noticed that in teaching reading that a lot of students, they've learned to read, but they translate every word. And I feel that that is a hard habit to break. I'm trying to teach students how to learn how to read in context, to look at the whole sentence meaning and not just at each word individually. I know it's difficult, but I think that once students can get that skill down, it helps them. It helps them retain the vocabulary, not just memorize it and forget it, but it also helps them to become faster readers.
Hello, my name is Candan Sorbest. I've been teaching English in the Department of ESOL for 18 years. I also taught English in other institutions back in Turkey, which is my home country, by the way. Of all these language skill areas, I must admit teaching writing and grammar is my favorite. You might be thinking grammar is boring and it's just learning a set of rules. That's not how it goes in my classes. We play games, we tell stories, we act out, we try to do it as engaging and fun as possible. I love teaching writing too. To me, there's nothing more satisfying than seeing you go from writing just a couple of sentences to writing a whole essay. But don't worry, we don't jump onto writing essays immediately. It's a step-by-step process in our class. First of all, we get into groups, and in these groups, we discuss the topic, we share our thoughts. This is our brainstorming session. And then we review a sample student essay, including its vocabulary. And then we just do the outlining of the essay. So in our writing classes, discussions are very important, especially in our argumentative essay writing sessions, which are very fun, by the way. We do those kind of discussions a lot. It's argumentative essay, right? Then we need to convince our, friends in our group. And for this reason, I divide the class into two groups, and we take our side and argue our points. Sometimes our voices escalate and we get really very passionate. The debate gets really very intense, but there's nothing to worry about that because we always have a very friendly handshake at the very end. We learn a lot from these sessions. We learn critical thinking skills and problem-solving skills. And we also express ourselves in front of our friends. And most of all, we learn how to write a very good essay.
Hi there. My name is Kim Oliver, and I teach in the ESOL department. I have been teaching English for speakers of other languages for approximately 36 years, a long time, and I love it. I always love it. I've taught in several different countries, many different states. I've been here at ACC for almost 20 years, and I teach everything: grammar, reading vocabulary, oral communication, and writing. All levels, 1 to 4, from beginners to advanced. So it's hard to pick a favorite class because every time I teach one, I feel like it's my favorite. So I'll talk a little bit about several of my favorite classes. I do love to teach grammar, and not just because it's grammar and it's rules of language, but because I want students to know the rules and practice them. So we do a lot of talking in grammar, learning a rule, using it in conversation to talk about our life, understanding why I should use this grammar piece and not that grammar piece, and making it real, not just an academic study and exercises. So that is one favorite. I teach a lot of oral communication. I love students talking to each other and sharing their lives, having a chance to practice and communicate. But I also love teaching a lot of pronunciation in those classes. Students really want to try to improve their accent, their pronunciation, to understand maybe some new parts of pronunciation they never knew about, like word stress rules and things like that. Some things that we do more at advanced levels. Also, we do presentations and speeches in those classes, which is really important for many jobs and many classes in the future. So I love to teach those, and I love to see students getting more and more comfortable as they practice more and more speeches. I also teach a lot of reading classes. And in reading, one thing that I love is just showing people how to build a bigger vocabulary in a more efficient way by looking at parts of words too.